Hey guys, welcome to Ace Designs 107. I'm the Ace in the card pack and you're the kings and queens. Today what I have for you guys is a banner tutorial for Friday, and yeah, I'm just going to show you how to make this banner. Now this was a speed out that I found on YouTube, so now from now on, unless I'm making a banner and I come up with my own style, I'm going to find a speed out on YouTube or any other YouTuber's banner that I find is really cool and unique, and I'm going to show you how to make it. Now, every banner is going to have different tricks or different techniques to make the banner, so you guys will learn more in Photoshop. I want to teach you guys Photoshop, not just to teach you the tutorial. So let's get straight into it. Before I do that, guys, let's just take a look at what I've been doing for some of my graphics assignments. So this is a couple of my pieces that I'm modeling, and basically what I'm done is I'm making a Lego chessboard set, and it's a Star Wars theme. So I'm making some of these cool really pieces, and it's quite complicated models, and I would be interested, guys, to know if you would like me to make a tutorial on how to use Inventor, this program, showing you how to make these cool models. And if you have 3D model, 3D printer, or any other printers like at home or stuff like that, or if you can access a 3D printer like at school or like just a shop to pay someone, you could print some really cool models that you make yourself. So I'm really interested if you would like me to teach you that. But without further ado, let's get straight into the Photoshop tutorial. So let's go to File, New, and actually no, I'm just going to go to File, Open. And with this one, I'm going to go down to my Desk Documents, and I'm going to grab up my banner preset. Now, oh, just wait, no, that's a graphics pack. My bad. I need to open up YouTube layout template. Now this YouTube layout template will be in the description below, so you can download that. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn off this stroke, and yeah, I'm just going to straight away start modeling. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it in with this yellow that you see. So I'm going to grab my bucket color picker, and I'm just going to pick out like a orangish, something like that, FF9C00, and then I'm going to press OK, and then I'm going to grab my bucket tool, and I'm just going to click once, and that's going to fill in this one. So I'm going to actually make a new layer, and I'm going to control click this thumbnail and then press Control I, and then I'm going to click on my new layer and just fill that in. So now I have my section like this. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that layer between this layer, and you'll have this template so you guys will know what I'm talking about, so there should be no confusion with that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rename the top layer to like the top, something that you guys will know, and this one will be bottom. So, and I'm going to lock both of these layers. Okay, so now I'm going to rename this yellow layer to background. Then I'm going to grab my pen tool by pressing P, and I'm just going to use this as a reference, and I'm going to make like a line out here. So I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to make this banner. Like I've had no really practice in this tutorial. Like I never, unless it's gonna be a long tutorial and I'm trying to explain you like an effect with like some specific settings, like I'll do the tutorial offhand, but usually I just mess around. And now I'm just going to grab my pen tool and just make a selection with a line going across the yellow and something like that. I'm going to right click and do make selection, and then it will bring up this little dialog box like this. I'm going to press OK, no feather, and then I'm going to make a new layer, press G on my keyboard, and I'm going to grab up like a gray, so F1, 1F, press OK, fill that in, and I've got something like that. Probably going to make it a little bit darker, so let's just go with 191919. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my text. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to grab the text tool, but before I do this, I'm going to make sure that I got this color correct. So before I do that, I'm going to grab my text tool, and I'm going to make sure that I have Baybus installed. So if you need this font, go down to the description below and you'll be able to download it. So I'm going to make the color of it white, and I'm also going to change the size of it probably to like 24 for now. And then I'm going to type up whatever. So I'm going to do, what's a good word for this? Let's just do ace, I guess. So I'm just going to type in ace, press Ctrl Shift Enter, press Ctrl T, and resize that something like this. Okay, so now I'm just going to change the vertical translation. So I'm going to go down to my VA, and I'm going to do probably 10. And I'm going to resize this a little bit larger, something like this, and just kind of picture how that cut will look like. Now I'm going to go down to my cut that we made with the fill, and I'm going to rename this down to, let's just say, gray background. And I forgot to put yellow in this background, so I'm going to do yellow. I like to keep everything organized, and I can right click on this and do yellow, and I can do this one gray. So you see I can color code these so I know what I'm working with. Okay, so now with my gray background, I can Control J that and press Control T, right click and do vertical flip. And then I do right click and do vertical flip horizontal. And we should have something like this. Now with this, you're going to move it onto like here, and you're going to press your arrow key and make sure that it lines up correctly with that, and check mark that. And now we are going to move this above the text layer, right click and do create clipping mask. And what that does to the text is it creates a clipping mask with the slice, and we get something like this. And now we can move the text along, and we can adjust the clipping mask however you like. Now with the text, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Ctrl J, and then I'm going to move this copy below, and I'm just going to make sure that that this copy is hidden and it's just my backup. So I'm going to move this right up, and I'm just going to press Ctrl G and group this down to backups. So whatever backup layers we have, we can group them. And now with this text that's obviously unhidden, I'm going to press Ctrl T and then do I'm going to right click and do rasterlize type. That's why we made a backup. Then right click and do press Ctrl T and then do perspective and just move that out, something like that. You can do like this. What you can also do is you can do like that. So I like to pick up the middle point, and something like that should be cool. And we can get some action like this. But actually that looks too like too centered and stuff, so I'm going to right click it and do distort maybe. Something like that should be working with us. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to center this text by pressing Ctrl A on my document, pressing second and fifth icon, making sure that the move tool is selected when I'm doing those. And I'm just going to use my arrow keys a little bit and just do my own like freehand position, relatively in the center, but something that I like. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do this which you see this like fill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on this layer, and I'm going to control click it, the thumbnail, and as you can see it's going to make a line where it's intersecting or not. Now with this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it my division line between this. So I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to grab this color but a little bit darker, or whatever color you want, maybe like that. And I'm going to press P on my keyboard, and I'm just going to like use the pen tool to select around this, something like that. Right click and do make selection, press OK. And now with this one, I'm going to press G on my keyboard and fill that in. Now I'm going to control click back on this one, press Control Shift I and press D, and that's going to delete that. And now I can move this fill behind my text, and I have something like that. Now I can do the same with the other, but what I have to do is I'm going to make a different color, so like a lighter gray. So with this one, I'm going to select this gray, and I'm going to bump it like that up. And then I'm going to make a new layer, press P on my keyboard, and I'm going to continue to make this. So I'm gonna just eyeball it for this tutorial, but obviously you guys can like do whatever you would like whatever design. So whatever floats your boat, I guess. I'm really lost for words today. Something like that, and then I can fill that in, right click and do make selection, press OK, press G, and then fill that in, and then I've got something like this. Now obviously it doesn't look the best, but hey, it's something. So now we're going to right click on this and then go to the blending options, and now we're going to go down to the drop shadow, and you can add some effects in. So now if I just zoom in here, you can already see the drop shadow being applied, and obviously it's a bit pixelated, but that's okay. So maybe something like that, put up the spread, and I'm gonna make the drop shadow look like 2D. So if I remember how to do this, make sure that your spread's like pretty hard, because that's what's gonna make the shadow hard, and then you can change the angle. So we're going to change the angle diagonally across this, so something like that, and something like that should work. Okay, press OK, and now I can zoom out, and I've got that cool little angle. And then if I go to my other layer, go to the blending options, add a drop shadow, I can do something like that, and then it's going to apply the same settings, and it's going to press OK, and it's going to match up perfectly. Now if these don't match up the way how you like it, you can simply just merge them together and you can cut them, but I'm pretty confident with my results, so I might just clip off 1 pixel on the yellow, because I can see that 1 pixel coming out. So if I go down to the pen tool, go down here, make selection, press OK, and then press delete, and that'll make stuff a little bit more easier on the eye. So something like that I think is working. And then what we can do is we can add in the O. So to do this, actually I'm going to show you how you can divide up the text like this. Now I'm pretty sure he used a font for this one, but we don't have a font, and since our text is like already rasterized, we can simply just break it up ourselves. So to do this, I'm just going to make Ctrl J, and this is going to be our backup copy, and I'm also going to, oh wait, and this one's going to be our backup copy, and I'll just hide that. And now go back to our text layer, press P, and we're going to use a pen tool to do this. So basically all you have to do is just make it random cuts. So I'm going to try and do a nice work here. So I'm going to grab my pen tool, grab something like that. And I would probably recommend doing this like before you do the tilt, so it gets moved like that. But hey, it is what it is, and that's what we have to do. So I'm going to zoom in a bit, this one. And I'm going to do that, right click, make selection, press OK, and delete that. Okay, so now we've done our C, and you can just really go ham with this one. I don't think that it needs to be that, you know, symmetrical, whatever. Just whatever really floats your boat. And yeah. Another thing, guys, is I just want to take notice about my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for all the support, really is appreciated. And if you do end up enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like button, because of the more support I get, the more motivated I feel to make more videos. So yeah, and just try to make the widths even, I guess, because of, you know, it is a font in the end. So we want stuff to be pretty even, and I'm not too sure what I should do with this A. I'll probably come off the top here. And you can see how we're utilizing just that clipping mask really well with this effect. Just one clipping mask gives that all that negative space, and what this effect is called in the short term in graphics design is called negative space. So we get something like that going on, and it's pretty cool. Now you can obviously go down to your blending options on your text and add in like another drop shadow. So if I do like this and just change my distance, something like this, just change up my size, but that's not what we're after today. I might just leave that as an option, and you can definitely go to the cover. You can definitely go down to the stroke or any other of these, like an inner glow. I guess would be cool, but we're just gonna leave it like this. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a little like some background texture. Can maybe try this one. Just drop that over onto this one, and I'll see how this one works. Something like that, maybe? Yeah, I think that works. Oops. Okay, and we can control click this one, and right click and do vertical and horizontal, flip it a couple times, press OK, and then move this below, and then right click and do create clipping mask. Along this one now. Bit confused, I think it's overlay. Something like that. No, I think something like that should work. And what we can also do, so I'll leave this texture for you to download. I use these two actually a lot, so I think that it'll be very good for you guys to use. And another thing that you can do is chop on this effect preset. So I'll leave this one in the description below for you guys to download, and you guys will definitely have access to all this stuff that I'll be using for the tutorial, because if I don't like to leave my viewers empty-handed, it's not that nice. Something like that. And I might just crop out the text, so if I drag that below my text layer and below that, something like that, we should be getting like that. And then if I go to filter, if I merge all these together, and then just make sure this one is on screen. Actually, that should be fine. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to press T on my keyboard, click here, and I'm going to just do by Ace Designs. Now it's really good to add in a little watermark, you could say. This prevent like people stealing your other designs, especially if you're making it for your portfolio. Now obviously this is a tutorial, so you definitely would be able to add this to your portfolio. I don't mind. That's a great thing about it. You can add your own twist to the design, and hopefully you guys will be able to get something useful from it. Just going to change this from typography to this one's going to be 30 typo, and link in the description below will be for Typography Pro if you'd like even. So that stuff will all be available for you, and all you have to really do is be wary that YouTube cuts off the banner, so don't do it too close to the corner. Maybe something like this. Try to keep your designs have a little bit of symmetry, so maybe I'm going to line it up with that. And press Ctrl Shift Enter, make a new layer, and I'm going to zoom into this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to press M on my keyboard, make a little rectangle, and I'm going to grab my paint bucket tool. I'm going to fill this in with black, and now drag this below my Ace Designs. Now control click both of these, Control T, and move those around there like that. Now I'm going to change the opacity in this box a little bit, something like that, and my Ace Designs. Okay, so we're really utilizing with this tutorial that this negative space. Like, besides that, guys, I really do hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial on Saturday. Have a great day, and peace. Just let me pause this video right here.